All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about a really big shift here, a fundamental change in India's whole manufacturing story. You see, for a long time, the focus was on producing for the local market. But now, we're seeing India transform into a serious export powerhouse for some really advanced technology.
And this quote, wow, it really sums it all up, doesn't it? It captures this massive economic pivot perfectly. It's a powerful idea, and it all kicks off with one single, very symbolic moment. So, this is where it all starts, the big splash, the one event that starts all these ripples we're going to talk about, the flagging off of the very first batch of made-in-India electric cars built specifically for the global market.
So we're at Suzuki's plant in Gujarat. But look, this is so much more than just another car rolling off the assembly line. You got to understand, this is a huge strategic moment. This is Suzuki, a massive global brand, basically planting a flag and saying, right here, India is where we're building our next-gen tech for the entire world.
And get this, the scale is just massive. We're talking about these made-in-India EVs being sent to over 100 countries. And listen, we're not just talking about nearby places. No, they're heading to some of the most advanced markets on the planet, places like Europe and even Japan.
But here's the kicker. This is the part that really changes the game. Over 80% of the most important part, the battery, is made right there in India. That is absolutely key. It means this isn't just about screwing parts together. It's about deep, real technological know-how. So what does all that mean? It means India is now the global hub for Suzuki's EVs. And we're not just talking about assembly. We're talking about the entire ecosystem, from the tiny battery parts all the way to the finished car. It's all happening in India. And, as you can imagine, that kicks off a huge economic chain reaction.
Which brings us to our next section, the economic engine. This is that first big ripple effect we were talking about, and it really gets to the core of why this one event is such a big deal for things like jobs, for investment, and for the country's goal of standing on its own 2 feet.
You see, this whole thing is tied directly to this big national mission called Atmanirbhar Bharat, which basically means self-reliant India. For a long time, that was just a policy, an idea. But this is the proof. It's that idea turning into a real, physical product that's ready to be shipped out to the world.
And the benefits, well, they spread out everywhere. We're not just talking about jobs for the people building the cars. Think bigger. We're talking about thousands of jobs all up and down the supply chain. People writing the software, folks developing the battery tech, and it's even giving a massive boost to the local semiconductor industry.
This chart really breaks it down nicely into 3 key drivers. First up, obviously, job creation. Then you've got foreign investment. That's big money from around the world pouring in, which is a huge vote of confidence. And finally, export growth. And this is the big one, right? It's about flipping that old script of India being a country that mainly imports stuff to one that exports high-tech goods.
Okay, so that's the economic side. But there's another huge ripple effect here. And that brings us to Section 3, driving a green future. Because this isn't just about money. It's about connecting this big manufacturing moment to India's really ambitious climate goals. It's about taking a real, tangible step towards a cleaner world.
And when you put them side by side, wow, the difference is night and day. Switching to EVs is a direct shot at solving some of the biggest problems in India's cities, right? We're talking about tackling that intense air pollution, cutting down the noise, and breaking free from depending so much on imported oil.
And you have to remember, this isn't just a random good idea. It fits into a much bigger picture. This is a real-world, on-the-ground action that helps India meet its huge international climate promises, like the Paris Agreement, all the way up to that massive goal of hitting net zero by 2070. And look, this isn't just about big, abstract national goals. This stuff affects you and me. We're talking about cleaner air in our cities, which means people are healthier, and maybe healthcare costs go down. We're talking about quieter streets, and for anyone who drives, this is a big one. Lower transportation costs, less money spent on fuel. All right, for our last section, let's zoom all the way out. Section 4, a new role on stage. Because this last ripple is about the world stage. It's about how this move isn't just changing things inside India, but it's totally repositioning how the rest of the world sees it. So what we're really witnessing here is a massive identity shift. For so long, the story was that India was a technology follower, a country that mostly imported cutting-edge stuff. Now, the script is flipping. It's becoming a technology trendsetter, a country that exports green solutions and really sets an example for other developing nations.
And this is where you start to see real leadership. What India is doing at home, its strategy for EVs, for things like green hydrogen, it's not going unnoticed. Other countries like Indonesia and Vietnam are looking at this and saying, hey, maybe we can do that too. It's becoming a blueprint.
This quote really captures the feeling, doesn't it? The world is looking at India with hopeful eyes. The big idea here is that, in a world that can feel a bit chaotic, India is starting to look like a really reliable, stable, and frankly, exciting place to invest and to build the future of technology.
And when you tie it all together, the economics, the green tech push, this new role on the world stage, it's all pointing in one direction. It's all part of a roadmap toward one single massive national goal, for India to become a developed nation by the year 2047.
Which of course leaves us with the one big question hanging in the air. Could this be it? Could this be that tipping point moment? Is this the event that locks in India's position, not just as another player, but as a real superpower at the very top of the new green global economy?